This video will focus on the installation and alignment of our grazing angle single reflection germanium ATR accessory, the VariGATR. Have your VariGATR manual handy as you follow along with me. The VariGATR is a dedicated accessory for analysis of thin films on silicon and metal substrates. It has a germanium crystal, so the useful spectral range is from 5,000 to 650 inverse centimeters. It has an adjustable incident angle which can be varied from 60 to 65 degrees, allowing you to work as close to critical angle as possible for optimal sensitivity. The VariGATR takes advantage of a sensitivity enhancement that happens when an extremely thin film is sandwiched between a silicon or metal substrate and a germanium ATR crystal. While the VariGATR is optimized for analyzing thin films on silicon or metal substrates, it can also be used as a single reflection ATR accessory for analysis of liquids, soft solids, powders, and flat solids. Before installing the VariGATR into the spectrometer, collect an open beam background spectrum. This means no accessory in the sample compartment. This spectrum will later be used to verify the throughput of your VariGATR. Before installing the VariGATR, go over the various components illustrated here. Pause to read or refer to Figure 1 in the manual. This base plate has 3 kinematic screws which can be adjusted. I'll demonstrate this later when aligning. The VariGATR has been pre-aligned before shipment, so there should only be minor adjustments made to optimize the performance of your accessory for your spectrometer. When you install the VariGATR, set the spectrometer to measure the energy on the detector and set the incident angle to 65 degrees. Using the 3/32 inch ball driver which we supply you with, adjust the 3 kinematic screws one by one, moving systematically from screw to screw, optimizing the energy at each before moving on to the next. Repeat this procedure several times until no further improvement is possible. Loosen the thumb screws to secure the purge sleeves. Extend the purge sleeves by sliding them until they firmly contact the sides of the sample compartment. For quicker purging, there's a barbed fitting on the back that can connect to a purge line. Tighten the thumb screws to keep the purge sleeves in place. Make sure the background is the previously collected open beam background spectrum. Collect the transmittance spectrum. Read the transmittance at 2500 inverse centimeters. The throughput at that wave number should be at least 4% and should resemble the spectrum shown here. It might be a good idea to have a validation procedure using a specific liquid, especially if your application needs higher photometric accuracy. As an example, I'll use water. Set the incident angle to 65 degrees and collect the background spectrum with the VariGATR in the sample compartment. Place a few drops of liquid sample to cover most of the germanium crystal. Collect the sample spectrum and then convert the spectrum into absorbance. Choose 2 peaks at different ends of the spectrum. Write down the wave numbers and absorbance values at these peaks. For this example, the absorption peaks at 3360 inverse centimeters and 1650 inverse centimeters should be within 10% of 0.043 and 0.020 respectively. So every time the validation procedure is performed, the data should be within the noise level of those recorded the first time.